finally, but if I run it, then there is no curve. You just have points. Afterwards, I remembered that I left one of the functions empty. I think I'm like literally not drawing anything. Code is missing. So I think that the next step is have a look at the div, see if I see something obvious. This is incomplete. I'm not calling draw here, so that would be already a reason. These are the calls that are missing. I need a vector with the J curves and then actually create them. I have to try to fix my keyboard, I think. The A is broken. So let's get annoying. I think some cleaning should fix it. Maybe. Yeah, that's definitely the other. So we have two functions to add. I'm still not sure how though. Yeah, now everyone knows. Well, plot is almost the same thing, or maybe I'll forget it. I don't even know English well enough. What is a ploy? Maybe I was confused as plot. I'm plotting something. No, I got it right. So was something negative. Anyway, it is a typo, really. Believe me. I don't think I need line.h. Draw. What? Line is not included. This line is included. I need draw line. I think I think one of the others is including it. Just don't need it anymore. I hope. You can check that. Oh. 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 Okay, in that case we do need line. Wait. Line. Cairo window plot. That's not a good sign. Right. My first idea was this is a circular header. Dependency problem. Oh, it's still this. I missed this one. I saw there's two files, but there's a plot. So Bezier Fitter.h includes plot, and then plots probably tried to include Bezier Fitter.h, but didn't because it was already including it, or in the middle of that. And then it doesn't know what that is. In other words, this cannot include plot, because plot is, yeah, including everything. And I think that I just added that. So we have to do this with for declaration. Hopefully that works. Can you for declare something and then define a vector of it? Probably not. At least not without moving the constructor and destructor out of the header. But these plot things should just be in their own header. Because if I get circular header dependencies, then it's time to do that. This thing is maybe plot. Plot is already in Cairo, as you can see here, so it doesn't have a separate subdirectory. So maybe I should just move all the plot stuff to these. Lots of more work. That means that I have to include Bezier curve here. Let's start with just that one. Oh, interesting. To do this I need, well, I could forward decline this one, I suppose. Don't want to drag too much in. What does draw Bezier curve drag in though? Not that much. I'll be right back. I one div in Manish. I'm back. Everyone left. No, they didn't. I'm sorry about that. I didn't. Yeah, well, I had to run. What to do with the draw? I could move this class to the other header as well. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really feel right. I don't really want to do that. I guess I can just include it, huh? No forward declaration. I just include it here. That feels impossible because how the hell can I define draw Bezier curve before even defining Bezier curve itself? It can't be right. Oh, this class doesn't give it nothing about just Cairo and doubles. But finally had a good reason to pass all those doubles instead of totally looks like I could include this header even before defining the rest, which is what I want to do or will do. Which is an only needed for this line here, but well, no, I should also this is memory, I think. Oh, let me plot again. Oh, whatever. I'll include memory for that one. Don't see anything else that is needed here. Oh wait, it says class plot here. I'm not sure the plot is already included. On the contrary, so I probably need a forward declaration for that one. Boop. Oh, then it needs a line style. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah. Right, so basically that's a draw. So you can do, include a line because we derive from it. At least in terms of style. And for this, I also need include style. Not that again. This is undefined directly after including X11 stuff. And now it's saying that that was already included in this file. By what? bjcurve.h? That's the only one that maybe. Because that includes a draw Bezier curve, right? Debug window is doing it, maybe. No. Don't even see an include. Are we inside Cairo window or are we not? Not big. Yep. Debug Cairo is including. Why didn't I just see that? So Bezier curve is including Bezier curve.h, is including draw Bezier curve.h. That is the problem apparently. Which then includes a draw line, also new, which includes a layer region, which I thought, well, that's not that much, but that includes stroke extents, which includes debug Cairo, which includes Cairo xlib.h. Which then, yeah, it's maybe a lot again. I can of course just undefine these macros, but maybe I should avoid including draw Bezier curve.h and then try the forward declaration instead. Let's go with that first. That's also a class, right? Not a struct. Yeah, that should work. That should work perfectly fine. This is just a pointer. Great. And then I should move all the others as well. Which means that the draws are no longer needed to be included. Oh well, they are. Idiot. I just forward declared. I don't see a Bezier fitter include here. Well, we have it. Oh, well, yeah. I don't know. It should exist. No idea why it is compiling. So let's move this one to this header. Yeah, I don't know. Now I do. Okay, next one is the ls bj fitter circle. No, what are you doing, man? Circle, here, circle. And then again, namespace draw class circle, close namespace draw, open namespace plot, for declare plot, and close it again. And then we have to include memory. And while I'm at it, check if we have everything else. See the point. Yeah, that's it. BG fit was the previous one. Let's make it consistent. And then the next one, let's try to compile it. Yep. And then we get color. Color? No way. There's not even a draw color. Color. Drawing a color, yeah, well. Connector, however, yes, totally. Connector. Delete, next, down, print, add namespaces, namespace draw, class connector. The namespace plot, class plot, and then close it again. I have no idea which key I just pressed. Modifier is off. Quit P. Yeah. Plus memory. Write everything. Try to compile it. Come back in half an hour. Because we are going to do curve. No, let's not do curve. Let's do it's going fast. Already halfway. Yeah, arcs line. There's finally you got someone. You got one again. And here's the line. What about the line piece? Is that not defined in the same thing then? No, it's not. Namespace draw class line close namespace draw namespace plot. I would say if that happens one time more, I'm going to open my keyboard and clean it, but that would be in 2 minutes. Not ready for that. Class plot. Yup. Yeah, memory. Yeah, blobs. Now, of course, I forgot to do that one. Obviously, then the next one's line piece. Maybe it's faster if I just copy from the previous file. Because there's a lot of repeating here. All those namespaces. Namespace plot. Class plot. You could just write a macro if that worked. If I knew how to do that. Maybe I do know that. But yeah, you know. I doubt that it's faster, but just continue quickly. If it were a 100 files, I would definitely write a macro, I think. To do it automatically. After line piece, we get point, and then we get rectangle, and then text, and that's it. So maybe I should indeed do all of them. No, there's just 3 of them more. missing arc. Let's do arc first, because it earned that place with its A. Zip, delete, next, down, paste, back. While we are here, so the next one's text, I guess. Next, next. What the hell am I doing in plot? Point, rectangle, text. That wasn't much faster. No. Slider, rectangle. Let's do point first. Next, next. That is point. Paste. Go back. Go back. Rectangle. Delete. Next. 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 Down. Paste. Go back. Go back. And then we have still left slider, but that's a bit of a weird thing, so maybe I should just leave it here. And curve, which I'm gonna rewriting now, so I'll keep it until I'm done with that. And that's it. And then we can go here, and I have to delete that. Yeah, let's delete everything first. What's the last one? The last one. You know, I can go to the top and type in memory. From the top of my memory anyway. Put that one here. Wow, nothing at all. Right, and then while we are at arc, so now I can do namespace draw. And namespace plot. And where's the last one? Guess now I should finish it. Text. Well, my cursor is here. I probably should type arc first. Then maybe that one. What is an arc including so little? Yeah, we have a point, dude. Include point.h and a direction. Just seriously missing includes here. And a line. A line probably includes direction endpoint, but okay, I'll have a look at it. Line includes direction endpoint, yeah. But just line would be enough. Okay. Mickey. Not a missing header here. Rectangle is unknown. Draggable. Oh no. Oh well, I'll just move it away. Moved. Override and then not defined here. What? Then where is it defined? No. Well, I moved it, which means that we have to delete that definition from there. I don't know. Will this compile? Wait a minute. That's in draw. So that doesn't make any sense. And we already included here. So we have another circular header dependency probably. No, we don't. Shape. How many rectangles do I have actually? Maybe just one. I don't know what's going on. I have, yeah, 3 rectangles, of course. What was I thinking? I think these things just have to be Cairo window ones. I have to do that whenever I'm in namespace draw. I have to specify that you mean the one from. Yeah. I ran into this before. It is a bit weird to use a Cairo window rectangle at all inside namespace draw. It should be using doubles, but there was a reason for it. I mean, I looked at it before and then I thought, oh right, yeah, well. Probably in namespace plot, but then I see plots here. What the hell? We are in namespace draw again. Okay, so plot area lives in draw. No, of course. Cairo window. Deja vu. What? I don't believe this. No matching constructor initialization of shape. The things that go wrong, it's unbelievable. Incomplete type const rectangle to Cairo window. So passing something that is the wrong type for first argument. Candidate constructor. Matching. This geometry, right? That geometry. Yep. And we are in namespace draw as usual. Cairo window. Yeah, and then you kind of hope that you have all of them, but I guess that has to be the case. Natara, hello, from Brazil. Well, I did a lot of stuff, but I'm not even sure why anymore. Moving stuff. Why does a guy move stuff? Well, No, no idea. Sometimes I really want to watch my own stream to see what I was doing when I started something, so I can remember why I did it. Well, I know that the problem is that it doesn't draw, but it doesn't draw Bezier fitter. So maybe I should look here and then see that something is not implemented. Probably this one. Draw. Yeah, draw regions on is not even called, otherwise we would have asserted here. So I think I can steal it. Hello, Mr. Balkani. Kain. Draw regions on. If I do this. I can see that it is, for example, being used in, no, probably it should be called from layer.h. Because it's a multi-region. So whatever, we are not reaching this point here, which means that this draw is not called. Yeah, and who would be calling that, right? I think add. So we do gs draw, who is calling draw, loads of things. But especially not as many as I thought. Thought I would get a draw. Oh, this is the things that I meant. I would prefer to see a multi-region here. Something that is actually calling this function. Could be that. Nah. Yeah, what else could it be? This. Nah, that calls this one. Grid. That's definitely one. Let's have a look at that. Oh, that's upside down. It's being called from draw regions on. Well, I was wanting to call it in order to call draw regions on. Tile. See these add things, they call draw. They should be calling draw. I'm gonna have a look for that. Add Bezier fitter. It's not calling it. So on one hand you would say, well, you just have to call this just like all the others do, like here, but Bezier vector is a multi-region and not a layer region. Hopefully this doesn't even compile, or I don't know. See, I extract parameters that must be passed to the make shared, and then it's a matter of calling standard make shared and passing the resulting thing normally anyway. So it does not compile, indeed. Strange. I can do it too. Yeah. What shall we do, guys? What shall we do? Okay, I'm going to try to use my brain instead of just looking at old code and then hoping to be able to copy it. So the difference between an object that is a multi-region and a layer region is that a layer region is derived from class layer region and therefore is or represents a single layer region, which is, as you all understand, a region of a layer. The rectangle represents a single rectangle in a layer. An example would be a circle. A circle fits in a rectangle, even in a square, and that's then the only rectangle that there is. While an object derived from a multi-region has multiple rectangles. For example, my curve is existing of many Bezier curves, and drawing that means, and then the question marks begin. Ask me, I think I have to just loop over all the Bezier curves that are stored and then call draw on each of them. But that's what is being done in draw regions on. So that object knows that it has more than one region, layer region, and it's time to call draw on all of them. So in this case I would loop over all my Bezier curves, which are also layer regions, and then call draw on those. But how does it know to call draw layer regions or draw regions? Yeah, regions on. Now, since it's an override, I would say, oh, it's a virtual function, and I'm still looking at old code, of course. So it's being called because draw regions on is called on the base class. So this thing should be derived from multi-region. Yep, and the multi-region has the virtual function draw regions on. There, and that is being called. Well, that is just one place where that happens, right? No, there's another one here. That's an interesting one. This is oh, a slider is also a multi-region. I definitely can steal it from there. Yeah, of course a slider is a multi-region. Let's look at the slider. That's a pretty functional thing, even though it's also not a drawable in the graph. It's more just a thing on the side. So here are the different regions. So probably we go to the implementation of that function. Draw regions on, yeah, we're just calling each of these. But I want to know how we got there. How did we get there? There's a redraw here. Not even sure what this is doing. Also calling draw on it. Maybe redraw is something that has to do with the dragging. It's being called from the end of moved. I'm going to set a breakpoint because I have absolutely no idea how we got there. Now what? I thought it was compiling. Oh. It was not compiling. I just changed. What did I change? The slider. Hey, Koto. Which thing has a slider? I don't know. Try this one. It has no slider. I had to pick the one that has no slider. Try this. The next one. Cubic. Totally has a slider. Yeah. Well, what do you think about this? Small font. So we have. Oh, now we can see where we're called from. So this function here, which is the draw regions on, is called from drumroll plot create slider. Oh, that's that widthcast thing. That's the other one. Yep. Very specific to slider. What was wrong with Wayland? Oh, you just wanted to test out my my program, of course. That would be pretty awesome. You went back to X11 to play with my project or not? You could also just have supported Wayland, of course. Can't be that hard. Yeah, create. No. So my create Bezier filter calls add Bezier filter, which then I want to have to call stuff. And that is, well, this function, and that is in this case being done by layer get. Well, I don't know. I can do this too. See what happens. Discord share. I never use that. Share as in other people can type also on your on your screen or what? No, I don't know what it is. Discord share. It sounds a security issue, but probably something else. And then my mouse buffer is empty. Plot.cxx. Hopefully it will assert now. Yes. All of that. Breakpoint. This thing has a slider. I guess it has a slider. Apparently this thing is... And now it does shirts. Yay. The thing is messing with my mouse buffer because I copy something and then I close that window and then it's gone. What a bullshit. Grab sources for an attach GDB. Delete. But yes, it crashes. And now we have to implement this. Finally, get there. I already added the Bezier curves, but I don't think I'm filling them. Or am I? Probably not, because I think I just added them. Anyway, if they were filled, I would have to loop over it and then call draw on each of them, I think. So we make a for loop that runs over, I don't know what. Yeah, actually I do. Bezier curve const reference Bezier curve. What's the type of that Bezier curve? Plot. Let's be specific because now, if that would work, you know, that would be beautiful, wouldn't it? Looks almost like it makes sense as well. Yeah. No matching member function for call to draw. It can take shared pointers, but not what I'm trying to pass, which is a what? Oh, wait a minute, no. I'm trying to pass a Bezier curve. I don't... What the hell? Is it, or is it not just create? No. Actually, it is create, isn't it? If you create it, then this is going to call add Bezier curve, which is then doing the drawing. There. This is a plot thing, so we have to... No, 0 plus 26. I don't want to learn more. At some point it's just enough, you know, just... I'll have a look again when they add AI to it. Standard speech recognition. Create Bezier fitter is the one that is calling this. I think it's not a problem if I just call create. Though in the meantime I don't know where the... Oh, actually I do, here. It's not a matter of running over it, it's a matter of... But this is called draw and not create. I'm so confused. I think it must be a redraw or something. That would be something that has a CR. Except when you are a slider. The draw method of layer. Oh god, now we get all the namespace draws. This one. Yeah, that's the one that I just called. In a rather dirty way. The idea is that during creation, the new object is added to the plot. And then plot calls draw on the layer. And that's then either this one or that one. With the thing that was just... Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's probably updating it. But so this what is being passed here is, I would say, something that is just created, right? If I had a perfect memory, I would just know and the program would already be finished, but... I guess because draw regions is non-const. It's not const. So, and you say, why is it not const? Well, because it's about creation, I guess. Yeah, it is. You have a good point. I think grid draw regions also like, oh, I have two things that are apart from the slider, but that one is weird. I already looked at it. So we have the grid, you know, the orange grid in the background with the everything. That's a multi-region. No, it's a complete creation of the thing. So that's... It's called draw, but it's kind of weird because it's more like draw for the first time, including creation of in the case of multi-region, it's including the creation of the regions that belong to the multi-region, I think. So, but, I mean, you can remember every graph has a grid, the orange grid with all the vertical and horizontal lines. So that exists of multiple regions. It is therefore a multi-region. And the slider exists of multiple components, so that's a multi-region. And then I have that last one, and I already forgot it again. Bezier fitter, I'm now adding that. Curve is, well, as you see, not even implemented yet. Grid, I just talked about. Oh, the plot area is what I talked about. The plot area is the what I just talked about. The grid is part of that, I guess. Yeah. Okay, the plot area exists of the X and Y axis and the title and the labels at the axis and the grid. And the grid itself is then again a multi-region. So as you can see, it is being passed by passing a pointer. And then grid being a multi-region, this is a multi-region pointer, which is then calling draw. So even if at the moment you do the draw regions on the plot area, it is going to call this one, which then creates lines. Ta-da! That is draw lines, right? Yep. So they're being created and then drawn. It's a combination of both. I think the naming is really bad. Naming is very important, and I just failed there big time. So I think this is called draw because draw is being called, and draw is like, yeah, well, just draw it. But it draws something that was just created. So this is really like create and draw. And that's why it is non-const, because it's writing to a member of the class. Yeah, I did not ignore your last remark, but I didn't get it. You said remove the const. You meant add const? Just to check? Then it won't compile, of course, because then I can't add lines if everything is const. But okay, now having learned again that really draw regions on is create and draw regions on, I think I can do better, because now we have this one, create and draw regions on. Okay, so I have to create the Bezier curves. The thing is still empty, I think. It's correct. I think I just explained it. It must be non-const because it's changing it. It's creating stuff on the object. So here Bezier curves is empty and we have to add to it. So we have to run over something else and then do Bezier curves. Removed const? Which one? You want me to remove this const? Like that. I always have in the back of my mind that there is a huge lag in the chat. But let's assume we know that there is not. You mean this? Yeah, that won't compile. It's even nonsense. A Bezier curve is not a multi-region. The Bezier curve is a layer region. So this won't compile. And they don't exist yet. I have to create the Bezier curves. So I have to create them and then add them to that. And then draw them. But I don't have access to it. You want me to try this? Okay. There's a no known conversion from Bezier curve pointer to, and then what draw takes is either a shared pointer or a multi-region. But this is not a multi-region. I have many draws, yeah. Awful lot of draws. I have to run over something else. And I'm not even sure I have that. The Bezier fitter. I have result. I do have result. Dude, what am I talking about? This is the Bezier curve result. Pretty sure I have to run over result here. It's like the only vector I have. And I added something else, which I still need, because we have to store the plots. The result contains Bezier curves, but not plot Bezier curves. In draw, so yeah, we have to do Cairo window, Bezier curve. Well, this should compile. We can just run over that. Expected unqualified ID. Undeclared identifier result. Seriously? Oh, this is so. Man. No, sorry. I have Bezier curve. It's a single region. It's just a single cubic Bezier curve. And then we have Bezier fitter. And that's a list of Bezier curves. So they're pieced together. And the new subscriber, hello. I can't pronounce your name. I could call you Rod or something like that, but it's probably not the same characters. It's all my fault anyway, because one I can't remember what I did, so bad memory, and secondly I did design it badly, at least in the sense that I gave functions the wrong name. So now I'm completely stuck with how to do this. And normally I just look at old code as example, but this is the very first drawable that comes inside the graph that is a multi-region. All the other multi-regions are kind of exceptions, so I can't really use them to speak at. This is also confusing, I must say. I'll add this this stream. What the fuck, man? This worked. I just tried to move it into Bezier fitter. How hard can that be? So this is the one that is missing. Yes, creation. Creation still has to happen. And that is writing into curves, which was this one, which is a vector of plot Bezier curves. And they are created from Bezier, which is an element of result. Okay, so that's it. I just run over results and then call this. And then I still have to put them in there. Is that all? Is that really all? It's just so weird that I have to do that in draw regions on. It's a really, really bad name, but that's the case. Going to this Bezier fitter. Let me see, there's a definite problem here that I don't have these things, of course. Well, I do have that one. Wait a minute. Bezier curve. I don't have a style here, so I probably need to store that in the Bezier fitter, or maybe I already have that. I don't know where I would store styles. Of course I would store styles in draw. And this is in draw. Oh, right, wait a minute, yeah, add. Do we have add Bezier fitter? That gets a line style. Not very impressive. Okay, style is a style, it's the only style we have. The line style is indeed passed to the Bezier fitter. I'm still so not happy with this line here. It's just bullshit. Okay, I'll fix that later. This is Draw Bezier fitter. Created with a style. Oh, the style is stored in the multi-region, but only as a color and a line width. That's all we have. Ridiculous. Yeah, it's something else that doesn't make any sense. Well, half sense. Throw away stuff from the style. I suppose that the idea here was that a multi-region exists of so many components that it doesn't really make sense to store more than the color and the line width for potential lines that are used in it. But in the case of a curve, it does make sense. So yeah, I mean, now I'm like, that's not enough. So I think I just should store the whole line style here. And I'm starting to wonder if I don't have a Bezier fitter style. That is true. Well, I can just use a line style. I'm going to store the line style. Why not? So now we have a line style inside the Draw Bezier fitter. And here we have I need a Bezier curve style. So we have the Bezier curve, which you can jump to, and then we have I need to draw one. And that is a style that is derived from line style. Where does it say that? Here. It's derived from line style, and it doesn't add anything. And I have support for constructing it from the base class without keeping the defaults for the things that don't exist. So I can just construct it from a line style, so I could just do here what the style that we have. The line style. Because the create Bezier curve takes a draw Bezier curve style const reference, but then it will create a temporary. And it can create a temporary from a line style. So this should work. And then all those created curves must be stored in a plot Bezier curve, I think just here. I'll try to add plot in front of everything that is in plot namespace. Yeah, it's another copy, I hate that. Not sure if there's a better way to do this, though, because, yeah, well, I haven't paid that much attention on speed. It's probably also not really important for the rest. It might be a tiny little bit more important in this case, because, yeah, we don't want to put a lot of CPU into every little piece of a curve. But so the create Bezier curve is returning a Bezier curve by value, but it is what it returns is a thing that is created on the stack, and then C++ guarantees copy elision, which means that the moment you call it, this thing is spaces made on the stack of the caller, and then that space is being used here. So this is nothing is created on the stack here. We already have it as the return type. And then nothing needs to be returned because it is already in the right place. And it is a temporary. So then you got to wonder, what if I use mplace back, because then might short circuit the temporary return type again with the object that is already in the container. However, if I use mplace back, it's just going to use the copy constructor. I mean, now we have something is allocated then on the heap as part of this container, a vector in this case, and then the constructor is called for that memory location, and the constructor that is being called is going to be the copy constructor. And I don't think that that copy constructor is removed as well. That would be nice, you know. Then we would just get space on in the container and then call this function, and it would directly construct it right there in the container at the right place. But I don't think that in practice an mplace back or a pushback is going to make any difference here. Both will just use the copy constructor. Yeah, we can hope. So mplace back is usually for some, if you have another type. So in this case it stores Bezier curves. And then if the Bezier curve can be constructed from x, y, z, then you just do here x, y, z, and it's going to create it at the right place in the container. But if you already have that type, it has to copy it. So another way would be, if you really want to be sure that it is fast, then what you could do is, well, I probably should do that anyway. Well, every time you call and place back and a vector has to grow, then it has to reallocate its memory for the vector and then move what it already had to the new location that is larger. So yeah, that is slow. So it's always better to pre-allocate your vector and then put everything in it. And I do know how large they are because we have a result here. Now you can just grow the capacity, so then you can still use and place back. Or you could use a resize, which then fills it with default constructed objects. And if my default constructor would be a no-op, leaving the memory just uninitialized, then it would make sense to use that because then nothing is done. The default constructor is still called, if you ask me, but it doesn't do anything. So yeah, kind of still fast. Maybe compiler is smart enough to even optimize that away. And then you could use what I did in the previous function. I just used an index I to address the yet uninitialized object. And then I could say do plot Bezier curve I becomes, and then use standard move. So then you really have a temporary, which then can be moved. That would be automatically moved, I'll put it that way. I mean, you can move anything, but the temporary is already an R value. So you could just do Bezier curve I becomes plot create Bezier curves, and the return value is a temporary, therefore it's an R value, therefore it would call a move assignment operator if you specify it for that curve, and then you could maybe avoid stuff like copying whole vectors. Well, sense vector has already implemented that, so that would be automatic then in that case. But in this case, we don't have a vector, I think. It's just each element is just a Bezier curve which exists of a lot of doubles. So there's nothing really to move, you just have to copy it anyway. Anyway, I'm rambling and I think I lost everyone anyway. So, yeah, that kind of thing is going through my head anyway. And then I'm thinking, place back, push back doesn't make any difference. What shall I do? Doesn't place back not look silly when it doesn't do anything? But at the very least, I should probably pre-allocate the thing. So let's do that anyway. I don't want it to grow every time. Now, I know resize from my head, but how do I just increase the capacity? I don't know. Let's look it up. Standard vector. I wanted to go somewhere. Hey, David. You did, is that one of your first attempts or not? Well, I don't know, what is a technical interview? Is that an interview to get a job? They say you always have to start with trying to get a job at a company where you don't want a job. So even if you then in the end you get it offered, you say no. So if this is one of your first, then keep telling yourself you really don't want to work there. Uh-huh. Well, good luck. So if they ask a question that you don't know the answer to, you say, by the way, did I tell you I'm willing to work here for half the salary? That's the one, right? Reserve. Increase the capacity of the vector. So it's called reserve. And well, it must be number of elements, right? Not bytes, that would be silly. I have to think. I wanted to go somewhere today, and I don't know if that's in half an hour or in 1 hour and a half. It's in half an hour. So I should. Still raining. Can't see that. Dark outside. I need to bring stuff. Let me see what I should bring. This and this. And I don't think anything else. I don't think so. My phone maybe. Yeah, I'll stop streaming in 15 minutes. That's like way soon enough. So Saturday I was in the car with someone who turned out to be interesting guy. He also had done physics and I was interested in mathematics and electronics and everything, all my hobbies. And he had worked for, I don't know the company, but he worked his whole life in the end on computer memory. And at some point I had said that when I moved here, I was hoping to be able to teach chess to children or youth in the neighborhood, but that club was gone. And it turned out that he was the one that was running that club, and they didn't shut down, they just moved. And they have an extremely shortage of strong players. I was stronger than him, and he's just with his son, and they just don't have enough people to teach chess. So yeah, it was like come and visit. So I'm going to have a look at the youth chess club to see if I can help. I think I'm going to ask him mean questions if I get a chance, like think of a position where it is illegal to promote to a knight. I'm evil. I'm pure evil. And you think that this is evil because no such positions exist, but the kids would get points from me if they say that. But then they didn't understand the question exactly, because you can make a position like that. That's why it's so evil. It's a double-layered evil. Or almost the same thing. Think of a position where black has at least one queen next to the king, and he cannot make any move that doesn't give away the queen, using as a few pieces as possible. That's also a mind trap, because I bet there will be kids that will try to think of a position where the queen has very few moves, and if it moves, it lands on a square where the queen can be taken. But you will always need more pieces for that than for the real solution. You guys are not really chess players, right? So I'll just give the answer. Side can't be reached. Oh, it can be reached. They lied. But learn, practice, I don't know. Tools, analysis board, but you can't click on it. Okay, so again, think of a position where it is illegal to promote to a knight. Anyone here who can play chess well enough to even begin with that? How do I clear this thing? Nobody, huh? I'll give you the answer. The evil thing is, of course, that if you might think, well, it's illegal to promote to a knight, therefore it must be allowed to promote to a queen or something. So they'll probably want to think about, okay, I promote this pawn, and then promote this pawn, and then a queen is allowed, but a knight is not allowed because of the way I formulated. And if you're intelligent, I mean, I don't know, these are kids between 8 and 15 or 16, I was told. So there must be someone intelligent enough to, and self-secure, that's a lot of, often very related, to just know that there is no solution. If you can promote to a queen, you can also always promote to a knight. If you can promote to a queen, yep, and that's a legal move, then you can also promote to a knight, always. And once you realize that, then you can find the answer. Namely, you make it illegal to promote at all. So there you have the solution. Why to move is not allowed to promote to a knight, because if it does so, then he's in check. He's also not allowed to promote to a bishop or a queen, but okay. And the other one is, what I said was, think of a position where black has a queen and cannot move. Let's see, I'll think of something. Cannot move anything without giving away the queen. Yeah, with the least number of pieces. So some kid could come up with this. Now bishop can't move, pawns can't move, king can't move. That would be check. So the only moves possible here is the queen, and no matter where you move the queen, you give away the queen because it can be taken. And here also by the king. And that would be pretty good if they can think of this. But like I said, it's an evil question because there's a way better solution. Nobody wants to think about it. I give you 10 seconds. And the answer is with the least number of pieces. Black is in check. The only moves that black has are moves where they give away the queen. And I just think that you need to be more intelligent to find this than the other one. So I would expect that there would be more kids that try the other thing than this one. No, yeah, black is to move here, of course. I think the whole, I mean, a club, so also a chess club for kids must be fun. But the reason that kids are sent to a chess club is to develop their brain often. That's like a main reason. That's how people make advertising for it, It's good, you learn to think, you learn to strategically think. So you have to give problems that make them use their brain. More questions. I thought of those earlier today before I started streaming, because I knew I was going there. Those are the only two I have. So let me think of something else then. I don't know. Well, there's one that I did not think of myself, but it is an interesting question. I'm not sure what the position was. Yeah, probably have to make it a lot harder. Let me try something. think this one works. Why to move mate in 1? I suppose you have to add a lot of other pieces. Oh, actually, it's not even correct. It is not correct. Let's put a pawn here. Now, you think it is to test if it is correct, we could ask the computer to solve it. But then I have to click on this, which gives away the answer. Yeah, well, okay. Mate in 1. Yep. There is only one move that is made in 1, that is castling short. At least I didn't make a mistake there. It's more like a trick question. Yeah, that's it's lame. It wasn't even like this. I think it was more like I made in the past. I made interesting puzzles like I forgot this one, but it goes something like. I'm trying to think of it. I know the trick, but no, I can't remember it. The thing started with a blind chess master, and then blah 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 blah, and then the trick is, of course, I mean the blah 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 is a deception, but it really puts you off. But the trick is that the grandmaster is blind, and therefore it could happen that he was sitting on the wrong side of the board. So the board is 90 degrees rotated. And that's then that then gives you the answer. So it's kind of, you look at the position is kind of impossible, but if you assume that the board might have been rotated 90 degrees, then there is a solution, and therefore that must be the solution. Something like that. It's super difficult. But I forgot what it was. Yeah, you cannot castle if you have moved the king or the rook, or you are in check, or you are will be in check, obviously, and also not when you move over the square that is attacked. So you can castle if the rook is attacked. Yeah, do this again. Tools, board editor. What? So if black attacks a rook, that's okay. If black attacks that point, that's also okay. So now you can castle. But if the rook was moved and then you move it back, then you can no longer castle. If you move the king back, can no longer castle. And of course, if you are in check, you cannot castle, and you can definitely not castle when you put yourself in check by doing that. But you can also not castle when you have to move over an attack square. Would be interesting to see what the computer thinks of it. If they say white can castle here, yeah, well, can long castle, but that means that if black moves the bishop away, then you can still castle. It does not mean that you can castle in this position, of course. So if I put that like this, now even though I can castle short, long, you don't have a mate in one, because it's not allowed to castle. Yeah, so we can go to the white to move. Analyze boards 2, made in 6. Yeah, so it does not do that one. Now, if you put king here, I want to go back to the. I have to